Welcome to the Alpine Church of Spiritual Living. Today is Sunday, October 10th, and I'm going to be reading our thought for the week and then going into the message for the day. As we bring in the harvest this month, last week I reminded us of the value in being aware of the seeds we are planting in our consciousness, as what we have sown we will surely reap. Are we sowing seeds of trust or fear? Are we sowing seeds of love or hate? Are we sowing seeds of unity or isolation? When I envision bringing in a harvest, I recognize it takes strength and courage. It takes fortitude and good judgment. And I am reminded of the verse from Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The I in that quote is not an individual I, but rather the I of the I am. If we release the small egoic self and surrender to the Christ consciousness within us, we find and tap into a strength beyond anything we can imagine. Our family has been hit hard by the sudden passing of my beautiful son at 39, leaving behind his wife and 3-year-old daughter. We are all reeling from this devastating blow. As flowers were arriving at his home, I was struck by the wisdom of one of the accompanying cards. It read, "Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't." God bless you. How very true. It takes an inner strength and inner wisdom to follow the path God places before us, especially when with our human mind, it makes no sense. Go continually within and commune with the one power and presence, with one life living as all. And when you do, you will be empowered to be and do those things that love is guiding you to be and do. Say with me, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The I am within me is stronger than anything I may face in the outer world. I am ever so grateful as I live by this truth, and it is so. And so here we are in San Diego County, October 10th. Fall is in the air. We don't get too many dramatic leaves changing here like they do in other places of the country, but we can see that the temperatures are cooling down, the angle of the sun is a little different, and so it is time to bring in the harvest. Of course, I'm not talking about the crops, am I? I'm talking about what we have been sowing, we will be reaping. And today's message is entitled, I Can Do All Things. Through that inner strength that comes within us, that keeps us moving through life successfully. And as I wrote in the thought in which I just read, that our family is still reeling from this sudden departure of our son Burke. Can't understand it, have to accept it, and this is where we are. Even though I can no longer see Burke with my physical eyes, I still know that he's with me. And to give you a point, an example of this, I've been about a week or so that I came home, parked the car in the garage. I normally hang my keys on a little hook there in the kitchen. And when I went to leave the next time, they weren't on the hook. Keys weren't in my purse, where sometimes I put them. And I had to grab my extra set and use them. This went on for about a week, just using my second set, thinking, where are those keys? They gotta be here, the car's here. And so I finally decided to ask Burke if he could help me find my keys, because he demonstrated that he could communicate to us in that emergency room after he had passed, turning on the faucet, letting us know that he wanted his ashes spread in the water. So I thought, why don't I ask him if he can help me? So that night I went to bed, went to sleep, and it was one of those, so we've had those like dewy type of rains lately. And I woke a few times during the night thinking, oh, it's raining. But then, you know how when you're asleep and you're quasi-awake, but not really, you don't really, I really did not want to wake up fully, that's for sure. And then at one point I'm thinking, no, this is a different kind of sound. It seems like every time I'm moving in the bed, I hear this sound. So I got up out of bed when I finally woke in the morning, took the mattress away, pulled it away from the wall, looked down, sure enough, there were my keys sitting on the frame of the bed. Now they had been there all week, but not until I asked, expecting to find them, expecting to be able to be told where they were, did I see them. And I believe that Burke was able to help initiate that discovery for me. He's still here. His spirit is still here. Well, I was conveying this incident to my 3-year-old granddaughter, Adeline, and telling her that Daddy helped me find my keys, and so if you ever need any help, you never need anything, ask Daddy so that he can help you. And she said, but Daddy's not here. And I said, but he is. He is here in spirit. And you just have to ask. So I trust that she'll remember that, and I'm going to make sure that I reiterate that many times to her. October 8th, 2 days ago, was the 2nd anniversary of my sister's passing. Her husband and her 2 children were able to go to Hawaii now to spread her ashes right at this time. They couldn't do it last year because of COVID. And Joy knew that she was passing. She had like 3 days before she knew that she was no longer going to be here. And she was writing because she couldn't speak. And she wrote, I have to be strong for Julie and for Ryan. Her children, they were, they're 40 years old or older. And she was not a religious person, but she was spiritual. And she found an inner strength within her that bubbled up during those last 3 days of her physical place on this earth plane to be able to share her inner self. And that's why that note that came with the flowers to Lindsay, my daughter-in-law, was so poignant. Strength doesn't come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things that you once thought you couldn't. This is a trying time. And yet, every Sunday, you hear me say, there is one power and one presence, one being, one life, one energy that we all are, that it is all. And that's the anchor. That's the knowing. That's something that we can all recognize, that is the core sense of all of us, of everything and everyone. It is pure love. It is joy. It is wholeness. And it is always there if we but ask and expect that beautiful being to show up in our lives, through our lives, because it is our life. Ernest Holmes wrote, God can only do for us what it can do through us. There is one life, and it is the life of God. I absolutely know that. And yes, I'm sad, no doubt. In fact, I was thinking about this morning, many times Burke would call me on Sunday mornings. And so I tell us all to relate to the strength that we are. that strength that is within us. And my friend, my very sweet, sweet, beautiful friend, Marcy Baruch, wrote a song called The Strength of Love. And I'd like us to play it now. I would like you all to recognize that you are bringing in your harvest this day, sending out that love that you are, reaping that unconditional love that you are in your life, moment by moment. That is your harvest today. Accept it. Be joyous in it. Know that you have a strength that is within you, greater than you have ever experienced before. And it will bring you through every trial, every question. And it is love. And you are love. Namaste.